coming up, you guys have been waiting for it. They are stirring up some controversy already.
Just imagine the amount of estrogen that's on our set, right?
Yes.
It's on our sofa. And the show hasn't even premiered yet. The Real Housewives of D.C. are here.
Every single one of them.
Right after this. Thanks to a little incident that took place at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue last November, Bravo's Real Housewives of D.C. has earned a lot of early buzz.
Yeah, no kidding. But there's much more to the Washington installment of the franchise. Here's just a tiny sample of some of the drama that is in store.
All of a sudden, 5 or 6 Secret Service guys come over and they're like, you can't be here.
That's an insult that I have an eating disorder.
Talk to me.
He came to me. Excuse me. No, excuse me.
Pat started bashing Obama and Tyra Banks, and they all happen to be black.
Let's have some manners. Let's love everybody.
Love is better than being bitchy towards everybody.
Love.
Well, that part we agree with.
Yes, we do. That's right.
And here with us are Mikkel Salahi, model and founder of America's Polo Cup, Stacey Scott Turner, Harvard grad and successful D.C. realtor.
And we've got Kat. Pronounce your last name, Kat? Amini, writer and interior designer. Linda
Urkeletian,
owner and founder of DC's top modeling agency, and Mary Schmidt, Amon's philanthropist and mother of 5. Welcome. Hello, ladies.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Okay, I think we need to get right into
we got to solve that, and then we'll get to everything else. So we'll get it out of the way.
So yesterday on The View, we saw what happened on the air. Then they said you were crying and very upset off the air. What was so upsetting that made you cry after the show was over?
I walked off the show at the end. We said goodbye, and I was in the back, and Whoopi came into the room and said, you know, F this, F that. Did you say I effing hit you? And I'm just sitting in a room waiting for our car, and I had already been through being called a crasher. You saw how the story played out. She kind of snuck up behind me, said, get onto the White House, and was like,
and one of them also said you thought you should be in jail for
right. And then they flashed an applause sign.
Sherry oh, they did.
Yeah, so you'll hear the crowd go, but they don't tell you that that applause sign went up.
But what made you cry when you got off the set?
That all didn't bother me, because that's just them.
You know what you're
spinning
at this
their
point.
story.
So what was it?
You've had quite a year since November.
Quite a year. So when I got off, I was still fine, but I think her coming in and saying, F that, F this.
Did you say she hit me or she?
No, actually a producer, I said, bring me the person, Whoopi. I never said you hit me. I said you grabbed my arm to tell me get on to the White House. But I'm not the producer of the show. Bill is, or any of the other, like the co-anchors.
Sue Solomon over there.
She should have maybe, you know, grabbed their arm and said, hurry on to the White House. So I'm just there as a guest. It's my first time. And I think I started crying because now I have someone that I don't even know. I'm a guest of their show, and they're berating me with F this. And then at the end, she said, well, you have to know me. I just say F this. I don't, you know, I don't mean it. I just say F you, F no, but I don't mean that, you know, you understand that. I don't know her personality. I've never, like, I know her from, like, the movie Sister Act, so I don't expect the sister to be saying F you.
Yeah.
So.
Whoopi's very passionate about many, many things. As is Joy. They all are. That's what makes the show so long-lasting, actually. But that's also what sets apart these housewife franchises, that you get to know the different women and their personalities. We feel like you're the only one we know. And you think we don't know you at all because of what has been presented about you.
The stuff that's been presented is, she said she was a cheerleader, but she really wasn't. She said she had this, but she really didn't. They walked into the White House. Like, you see the image that everyone has.
It's a great one that media has created. It's a lot of media.
But it must be a very difficult one to actually live with.
Very painful.
How do you do it?
Because you know who you are within yourself. I have a great mom. You know, my dad's passed, but I have a great family. And no matter what people say, just like Whoopi, you know, yelling at me yesterday, I know who I am. So you can hate me. You can flash applause signs. I didn't do anything. I went as a guest, and I was proud to be there.
But I do think the thing that everyone can't get past when it comes to showing up at the White House dinner was, everyone wants to know was there a formal invitation when you showed up there? And was it something that was kind of drummed up by the show, like, let's go, let's bring the cameras, let's make a thing out of it, let's see if we can get you on the TV show?
Right. The show will have to speak on its behalf. I can only speak on mine. And mine was, we were invited. We had a White House official. We phoned at 5:30 at night.
That was Desiree Rogers, who's been replaced?
No, she actually resigned, from what I understand, and moved on with her career. And but no, our official was Michelle Jones, and she actually spoke at our America's Polo Cup. And we were actually called at 5:30 that evening and asked, we had never been to a state dinner. Where do we go? How do we enter? What do we do? We're Mr. and Mrs. Salai. We gave our names.
Right.
We were announced. You saw that image 100 times.
Yes.
You know, so the Crasher thing became a media storm.
But then also taking the fifth when you were asked in Congress
right.
and stuff. All of that makes a person, it's not right, but it creates what's the word I'm looking for? It makes you feel like they must be hiding something. The impression.
We weren't allowed to
By your
talk.
attorney.
By our attorney and by Bravo. We weren't allowed to disclose. I think I was
even
sat on
that's
this
when I'd
couch.
quit. That's when I would quit and say, wait a minute, this is my life, this is my reputation.
Right.
I don't care about some stupid TV show. I'm going to tell the truth about what happened in my life.
Right, and I wanted to, but Congress had prejudged us. And many of the people that went to our events, enjoyed wine, and were at it, were saying they're con artists, they're whatever.
Now, Kat is over it. Kat, first of all, we
so tired of hearing this and talking about it.
Tell us
Okay,
why.
Now you
Because
better
we're-
buckle up
this
because
is-
this is
Tell us why. Tell us why.
This is a show about 5 people, not one couple.
But we haven't seen the show yet, so
Right.
you
We
have to
don't know
understand
yet.
that.
But all of this press, you know, what occurred yesterday, we're just so finished with it.
You're done.
We're so
I can tell on your
disappointed.
faces.
Yeah,
Kat,
and we're sorry because but we really until we see the show,
not about
we're not going to be able.
the
No,
question.
go.
It's just, you know,
In general, are you guys
the
over her?
person. Completely, yeah.
Totally.
Okay, so you're over
Had
her.
you been friends at any time?
No.
All right, we're
So
going to come back because
and
this
continue
is-
that part of the discussion right after this. And we're back with the Real Housewives of D.C. Mikkel, Stacy, Kat, Linda, and Mary. All right, as we left off. Yes, as we did leave off. You guys
saying you were
basically, you're over her, basically, right?
Kat, why don't you just tell us how you feel?
Well, I was over Mikkel about 9 months ago after the second time meeting her because we don't have much in common, to say the least. And I had to film with her and be associated with her and have to be around her and her husband and, yeah.
Why is it on your nerves, you guys?
Well, for me, I've known Michaela for 15 years. We did have a friendship. I did have what I felt was a trusting, loyal friendship. And I feel that, like many other cases, they have misrepresented themselves. They make things up as they go along. They live a phony, fake Bonnie and Clyde life. And I'm frankly just tired of living in a city that I'm so proud of, that I work so hard in. And when you spend as much time trying to raise money for charities as we do as individuals, and you see people running wild saying it's for a charity and then it goes in your pocket, and I mean, it's just nonsense.
Are you
at this
accusing her
point.
of that?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not the only one. The Washington Post has like 15 articles about it.
It's a pretty serious allegation.
I know it is a serious
on recording.
allegation. Serious allegation.
And you just laugh it all off all the time.
Because I
And then
think,
you're like
you know,
selling your book and
But
it's
you're
just like...
so angry and jealous. You would
I'm not
never,
jealous
what,
of you,
but if you
Mikkel.
let me respond, you would never want to go through what I've been through.
You take-
And
you
she
put
said it
yourself in
best.
that
If
position.
you let me finish. She said it best. The media has made this person, right?
Right. And then all your
And you're-
civil lawsuits that
Can
you've
I
had
say
for the
that?
last
And
5
I don't know.
years.
It sounds like you're with her. I don't know.
Mikhail, you don't want to own your own stuff.
Okay.
Please say it.
Stacey, we do want to talk about the show because
But you'll see all this kind of stuff on the show.
you are. Give us a little taste of what we're going to see tonight, Stace.
Right.
So what's so interesting about this show is that we think that it's a little bit more sophisticated than some of the other series have been.
Really?
You will not see the hair pulling, weave pulling.
I don't know, we may see that soon.
tossing.
I heard about the drink throwing, though.
See it? Yes, yes.
But it is no less entertaining. It's just that the drama comes from the conversations that we have, from having very outspoken, very strong-willed women, from having experiences that people haven't seen before, and from the backdrop being interesting in and of itself, just because it's DC, it's politics, it's power, it's really interesting events. And so we're hoping that this show will be different, but no less entertaining.
Mary,
And it's much less about the drama and the cat fights. It's focused more about the women. We each are involved in charity work, and
but people don't tune into TV shows to see
Charity
women
work.
doing charity work.
Right.
Interesting.
Right.
What were you
They
going to say?
just don't.
You're
it's
right.
really, it's actually pretty funny. There's a lot of really
All right, well,
funny
we've just
scenes.
got a couple seconds, you guys, but I have a feeling you're going to have a huge audience this evening.
Are you all willing to do a second season? Who's willing to do a second season?
Raise your
at this
hand if you
point?
are.
I'm definitely
You're in.
willing.
You're in.
yeah.
You're kind of in, Kat.
It'll be fun.
You
I
kind
have a
of
lot more to say.
We think so.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, all. Very, very
All right. Again, the premiere of The Real Housewives of D.C. on our sister cable network is tonight at 9, 8 Central.
Much more after your local news.